It was the day of Robert Hayes' funeral. The church was silent. Margaret Hayes stood in the front row. She wore a black dress. It looked simple, but it was worth $80,000. From the second row, Vanessa Hayes laughed. She whispered loudly, "Oh God, look at that dress. She couldn't afford anything better. How classless." People gasped. Margaret stayed calm. Her eyes did not move, but she heard everything. Vanessa had no idea. She did not know the price of the dress. She did not know Margaret's past. And she did not know that her termination letter was already signed. Vanessa was 29. She loved money, status, and power. She married Ethan Hayes for his name and his wealth. She worked at a luxury fashion house, Maison de Violette. She mocked interns. She insulted colleagues. She thought her job made her powerful. But the truth was different. Margaret was the founder of Maison de Violette. The black dress was her own design, hand-stitched silk, imported lace, priced at $80,000. To Margaret, it was more than a dress. It was her life story. At the funeral, Vanessa kept whispering, "How embarrassing. The widow of Robert Hayes shows up in that cheap dress. Old money must have run out." Margaret said nothing. She already knew what was coming. She had signed Vanessa's termination letter 3 days earlier. Later, at a family dinner, Margaret stood up. "I have something to share," she said. She pulled out a folder. "Vanessa, your contract with Maison de Violette has been reviewed." Vanessa frowned. "What are you talking about?" Margaret continued. "I know about the complaints, the arrogance, the mistreatment, and after careful thought, I signed this." She held up the termination letter. Vanessa's face turned red. "You can't fire me. I work for Maison de Violette. Not for you." Margaret's voice was calm. "No, darling. You worked for me. I am the founder, the owner. The dress you mocked was my creation. An $80,000 original. You called it classless, but you only revealed yourself, not me." The room was silent. Ethan stared at his wife. The family lowered their eyes. Vanessa's pride collapsed. Weeks later, Vanessa lost her reputation. No company wanted her. 6 months later, Ethan filed for divorce. But Margaret carried on. She mentored young designers. She led her brand with dignity. And she wore the black dress again. Not for the price, not for the fame, but as a reminder. Respect is not bought. It is earned. Years later, people still remembered that funeral. They remembered the widow in the black dress. They remembered the daughter-in-law who mocked it. And the truth that followed. When asked about Vanessa, Margaret only said one thing. Class is not about money. It's about how you treat people. The dress was worth $80,000. But dignity is priceless.